but you will never disarm me. Find me in the Queen City chilling with Quasi. Fakes trying to ride the wave like a tsunami, dropping more bombs than the US Army. You could never harm me, even if you harm me. I'll climb up out of my grave like a zombie. A fan of black-eyed peas, not edamame. Beans, what's up, B? 2 creams in my coffee. But it don't stop there. Keep your feet moving like a real estate fair. Going up like a sail in a windstorm. True funk synth lord, new funk Sith lord. I take time so I can give more. Mind of a giant on a kid's
Hey there,
6'4".
and welcome to Double Digits. It's episode 10 of Big Red's Kitchen. So, that was Hoodoo right off the top. Man, great young upcoming band right out of the Queen City here. Check them out. Posted the link right in the bottom there. Different kind of music, kind of got that whole Zach De La Roca kind of vibe going on, meets like Sublime. Really digging that. So if there's any local artists that you kind of think should get a little bit of a spotlight, make sure that you drop them in the comments and maybe we'll feature them on a future episode of Big Red's Kitchen. So, got some smash today. Nice India Pale Ale. It's nice. It's not like boom with all the hops and that you usually get with an India Pale Ale, and it's got some really nice sweetness to it too. Great beer, and it's inspired today's dish. So it's an India Pale Ale. Today we're going to do a little bit of fusion, and we're going a little crazy here. We're going to do some Japanese. We'll get to that. We're doing some Indian. And I guess one could say some Italian influences as well. So, what are we doing, Big Red? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do a form of Indian street food that's kind of called masala pasta. So it's Italian-Indo or Indo-Italian fusion, but with a twist. You guys know I'm currently dieting. I know it doesn't show very much. Had a little bit of a cheat week. Wasn't the greatest, but back on track now. And so what we're using is actually, instead of noodles, we're using konjac spaghetti. So it's low calorie, high fiber. It's a Japanese root vegetable that they've been using in their cooking for centuries. And it really picks up flavor really well in sauces. So we're going to substitute, your normal wheat noodle, wheat and egg, I guess, flour and egg noodle with konjac. So that's going to be fun for the healthy folks out there. And of course, Indian food, my favorite, because, well, we get to play with spices. So what we're going to do is, first off, we're going to do some tandoori shrimp right off the bat. We're going to grill that. I'm going to pop outside, probably off camera, get those grilled up, but we're going to prepare them together right now. And then we're going to build this beautiful masala sauce, which has tomato in it, and a whole bunch of beautiful spices. So not your average Indian food, as I said, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to get right to it.
Hi, Finley. So, we're going to get started with these tandoori shrimp. Now, I do not make my tandoori shrimp. It's not hard, and I don't do it traditionally. I use one of those Big Red shortcuts that I just love so much because it usually means a lot more flavor. But literally 2 ingredients. Well, 3 if you count the shrimp. So, got our shrimp here. We're going to make sure all that water is come off, and these are just run-of-the-mill frozen shrimp. And this is the fun part. So, usually in Indian food, they use a lot of yogurt. I guess Greek yogurt is one way of doing it, and that's really how they get a lot of the spices to stick to the food. I'm not going to use Greek yogurt. I'm using mayonnaise. And of course, this is definitely not traditional. I find that it just lends a lot of flavor, and it really, because of the oil, love mayonnaise. Because of the oil in the mayonnaise, what we'll see is it actually crisps up real nice. Same reason I use mayonnaise for grilled cheese and things like that. I also, when I do tandoori chicken, use it on there as well. So now, second ingredient. Find yourself a tandoori masala from any store, really. This is from just a local store up the street. And we're gonna generously put that in there. And because I ate the other spoon, and we are just gonna coat that, and should get bright red color on your shrimp as so. So we're gonna skewer these up. I can do that off camera. And then we're gonna start talking about doing sauce, the pasta sauce that is. So we'll be back. All right, so we've got some water boiling. Now we're gonna work a little bit with this konjac spaghetti here. Now this comes in a lot of forms. We have penne in the pantry as well. And there's also a rice form. There's a bunch of different ones, but I definitely like the spaghetti, especially when it comes to saucy dishes, because it really does hold up nicely. So lots of packaging. Healthy for the body, maybe not so much for the environment. And we're just gonna open this up. Now this water that's in here is kind of gross. So, and it's been sitting in there for a while. So I've got a colander in here. Just gonna put that in there. And we are gonna, now you never want to do this with real pasta, but with this stuff you do want to run some cold water over it and rinse it off. And we're literally just going to drop this in some boiling water, and it's going to go, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. So what do we do in 5 minutes? We'll drink some more.
The who do jam out for you. The how, cause we got funky style. The where, anywhere that you care to dance. The when, right now, get up off your ass.
All right, so we've got our hands a little tandooried, but that's okay because shrimps are on skewers. Now, our konjac's been going for a few minutes, and we're just gonna strain that. And we're just gonna let that sit. It can cool down because we're gonna reheat it when we cook the pasta. Make sure our elements are off. Now, we are going to go over the ingredients and then we're gonna start roasting. In Indian food, my favorite part is the spices. I love playing with them. There's so many delicious ones. And one of the things about spices is you have to let them open up a little bit. So you have to toast them just a little bit before you start cooking with them. So let's go over our ingredients. start off, we are going to use some heavy cream, about a half cup. And let's try to remember what all these are. Jesus. Okay. This is turmeric. This is cumin. This is white pepper. Excuse me. Trying to film a show here. Okay, good chat. We've got onion powder. We've got the same tandoori masala that we used on the shrimp. And also about a half portion of that of garam masala, which is a lot more fragrant. We've used it before on the show. If you remember, we did it with the turkey pot pie. We also used it in something else. I can't remember now. But garam masala, it's got cinnamon and coriander and all these beautiful, really aromatic spices in it as well. We've got some ginger. Fuckload of garlic as usual. Just a tiny little bit of fennel seed. And then some chili flake. So. He's really hard done by. It's tough being Finley. It's really, really hard. Anyways, so we are going to keep on going here. I'm going to just switch it up a little bit. We'll come back with another angle so you guys can see a little bit about what we're doing at the stove. And then let's start build a sauce. All right, we'll be back. You got your 5 minutes here. Oh, yeah. Stare into the camera. Stare into their souls. Subscribe. Yeah, anyways, so filming with a puppy is always difficult. That's okay. That's why there's alcohol. All right, so we need to get the spices in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to heat it up a little bit, about half, and we're going to do all our dry ingredients, starting with our masalas. Cumin, turmeric, onion powder, and white pepper. And you can see it's just beautiful. I mean, just different colors. And I love Indian food for this. So we're just going to let this toast off a little bit. We don't want to get too hot, but we just want to open up the flavors a little bit. Let it kind of, and you'll be able to smell it once you do this at home. Get a nice little mix going. And we're just going to let this toast out. This dog is crazy. Now he's eating the tripod, so if it's a little shaky, no big deal. Got Michael J. Fox behind the camera. And we just want to get a little heat on this. It's not going to be too crazy. Oh, this dog, man, I'll tell you what. All right, so what we're going to do now, if my mic will allow me, is we've got our heavy cream, and we're just pouring it in there. And then going to add, you guessed it, some beer. And now we want to just make sure this stirs up so it doesn't clump. That's really good. Now that we've got that stuff in, we can add our garlic. And our ginger. I love Indian food. So good. It's got some nice kick to it. That tandoori really spices it up a little bit. The garam masala gives it some really nice aromatics. And then all the other flavors kind of just combine into that. Now, this needs to cook down a little bit. While this is reducing, what I'm going to be doing is going to pop outside, throw some shrimps on the barbie, and then we're pretty much done. This is not a big meal. Going to heat up the noodles inside the sauce, let them kind of chill the fuck out right there, and they'll kind of absorb some of that beautiful, beautiful color and taste. And then we're pretty much plating after that. This is a quick one, and we'll be back real soon. All right, so just got back in from the outdoors and cooked off my shrimp. They're looking delicious. And so now it's plating time. Those konjac noodles have absolutely absorbed all of the sauce, and those are going to be great. So now we got to pick a bowl of choice. Handy blue, and that white will give a nice contrast. And so now whenever you're dealing with tandoori or any Indian spice, get water on the pan quick. So otherwise it's a red mess, just like my hands still from putting the shrimp on. And we're going to just add our shrimps as so, and a little bit of parsley garnish. And here we've got our delicious shrimp and Indo-Italian masala pasta. Didn't take long. Delicious. Goes down with a nice IPA. And that's episode 10 of Big Red's Kitchen.
That this life was easy. I'm proof of purchase without the receipt. Go and ask my brother if you don't believe me. Had to sober up just to write this EP.